Hello, and welcome to Stone Creek Turnings. For today's video, I'm going to try to make some wooden coasters. I've never done this before, but a friend of mine at work asked me to make some, so I figured, why not give it a shot? I will be attempting to start with this log I've had sitting around for a while. It has some really good grain to it. It's already started to crack a little bit, so I have to cut some of the end grain off to reveal some of that fresh wood. I'll be making it a little bit more than a ½ inch thick. That way, once I have to have it cut, I can mount it on my chuck right here, and it'll stick above the tabs here. I can spin it and actually add a little bit of circular pattern to it when I'm done. So hopefully it should work. I already have a lathe, as you can see right here. I have it set up so that there's basically a 5/8 inch gap between here and the blade. So when I put the log right here, they should all be the exact same depth. And depending on how they turn out, I might actually put them on the planer and make sure they're extra smooth before I put them on the lathe, but we'll see. So let's get started, shall we? All right, so I have 6 ones to start with. They're not all very flat, so I guess I'll put them through the planer and see if that makes a difference. So let's hope for the best. All right, so I quickly learned that the planer is not going to be a good option because these are just too small. All right, so I think this will work a lot better. Thankfully, when I cut it to the right depth, so the surface of this actually sticks above these tabs, so I can take off and kind of surface that a little bit and not have to worry about hitting these, which probably would not be very fun. So let's tighten this up and turn it on. Just trying to take off minimal wood just to get that flat surface. All right, we'll see how close to flat that is, or how true that is. That's looking really good. Now I think what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to use some of my smaller tools and just add some decorative rings on there to see how that looks. Now this wood still is fairly green, so I'll have to be careful of warping as well. What I might do is I actually make this so it's not quite flat. It actually bows in on the inside so that your drink will always go towards the center. Let's see how that looks. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that around, do the other side. I think we'll have one done for now. So I think that's going to look really good. Alright, so just got done with the other side, river side. I think that turned out really well. As you can see, this side is unfinished. I just put some quick mineral oil on this side to give you an idea of what it's going to look like once it's all finished. I'm going to probably put a polyurethane or a lacquer on the whole thing, just to make it so it's a little bit more resilient to water or liquids from cups and stuff like that. Reversing it on the chuck went really well because it was already smooth. So I just got to make about 4 or 5 more of these, and I think we'll be extremely happy with the end result of that. So really easy to do. You can do it basically any log that you find anywhere, any size. If you don't want to have the natural edge on there, it's really easy to trim it off. If you're going to get rid of that natural edge, I probably would round the entire log before you're cutting it, just so that you get a lot straighter cuts that way. But all in all, very, very happy. All right, so to wrap up, I made a total of 5 of these coasters. Just in case one splits in half, I'll have an extra. I've already gone through the first microwaving process to try to get them to dry faster, which is kind of why they're on my convenient cookie sheet here. And I'm going to keep doing that a few times just to kind of dry them out to prevent any future cracking. Once they're all dried out, I'll apply the final finish, and I think they turned out really well. It's a really easy project to make, pretty much at any skill level. A chop saw is nice. A bandsaw would also work, just to cut them flat. And then you also kind of want to have a jaw that has the nice rubber cushions. Wood that has a rough or fragile bark won't work very well. But then again, if you're using it for a coaster, that's probably not what you want anyways.